The following program contains views that are not those of WVTC, iNetworks Communications,
Go to your Apple or Google Play Store and download the WVTC Gospel Radio app today. You can also say, Alexa, play WVTC Radio Skills.
Would you like to play WVTC Radio Network?
Absolutely. Download it today.
But we know who we trust when you say that we gon' be alright.
WVTC Radio. Sit back and relax. Tune in. It's your boy. It's the Good News with Elder Miller, where we bring light to darkness. Come on in and enjoy this show. We got a nice one for you today.
Somebody say over. Always. Somebody say over. Lord, you done so much. Clap your hands, everybody. Come on. All to you I owe. I will never. Glory. All the young folks, where you at? Come on, say over. You always bring me out. Somebody say over. And over. Lord, you done so much. All to you I owe. I will ever. Keep on making a way. Let's say it one more time. Keep on making a way. Somebody say over. And over. You always. Somebody say over. And over. Lord, you done so much. All to you I owe. I will ever. Sing your praise. Glory. Glory to your name. I will never sing your praise. Glory. Glory to your name. I will never sing your praise. Glory to your name. Keep on. Keep on making a way for me.
pounds. And for some of my IG listeners, listen, guys, I am excited. I'm excited about Jesus. Because he's the reason why we're celebrating this season. Don't get it twisted and don't act like you don't remember. He is the reason why we are celebrating this season. We are celebrating the birth of Jesus, the man who died. Whole purpose was to come and be the redeemer for us and died for us. And when he rose up with all power in his hand, and he fought death on our behalf, that we would have the gift of eternal life. So we're just excited and thankful and grateful for all that the Lord has done and is doing for us. And I mean, literally, if I had 10,000 tongues, I would not have enough to give God his proper praise for the God that he has been in our lives. I know he's been good to me, but feel free to tell me tonight. Happy Monday, Latrice. Good to see you. I caught the show. I was enjoying it. So to God be the glory. But God has been faithful. Feel free at any time, guys, to chime in and tell me how good God has been to you. And tonight we are, we got a sensitive topic, but it's very important that we challenge ourselves and, really dive into thinking about, mental illness and depression and seasonal grief and just grief in general. It can be a sad. Thank you. Come on. I'm available. It can be a sad topic, but it can be a good topic if we approach it the right way. So tonight we are going to, our little tagliner for our show tonight is "'Tis the season to be jolly or not?" And that's the question. Is this a season to be jolly? For a lot of people, it's not a good season. It is a season of depression. It's a bad season all the way around. And it's some people, and I've talked to them a lot, especially in my chair, they're just waiting for the days to go by to get it over it, get past it and get to January. And they're just, they're over it because of all the loss in their lives, all the things that, now is a negative as opposed to a positive. They're older, your money is funny. You got bills stacked up on you. There's a lot of things that can be, on you that makes the season not so happy or jolly. So tonight, we're going to share some good stories and we're going to talk about this. And we're going to walk away with some hope. Because as Elder Miller always says, we want to hope you, not help you. We want to hope you to live a better life. Okay? That's what we want to do tonight. That's what we want to do. And we got good gospel music lined up tonight. Woo! That you can put in your playlist to motivate you before you go to bed. It can motivate you on your way to work. Get up, get you moving, get you in the right spirit to take on the day's work and day's journey. And so, as always, we want to start the show off giving God honor. My testimony is that in despite all of the trial and tribulation that I've dealt with, last week I was telling you guys about a lot of death in my family and connected to me with my friends. Despite all of that, and that too carries a lot of depression. You feel the weight of your friends and your family. I just, as for me and my house, we're going to serve the Lord and we're going to bless the Lord. So will you bless the Lord with me? And rejoice in the season despite what we're going through. So listen, before we really take off into our scriptures and we start talking about the content of this topic, I want to encourage each and one of you that might be logging on. Listen, we are a two-time Stellar Award-winning radio station, and so it is a privilege to be here with you. And what I love about modern technology and apps and businesses that make it easy for you to share your business. Here on this show, The Good News with Elder Miller, it is so easy. We often send little links. Hey, Trey, how you doing? We send little links out for you guys to, catch my show at 7:00. But guess what? Station managers and station owners have made it easy. You can just talk to Siri and say, I want to see The Good News with Elder Miller. Boop, do the boop, and she directs you right on over to the show. And when you get to WVCT radio, you want to subscribe, you want to like, so that whenever we're having a show or any of the other wonderful lineup that we have here, you'll have access to it. It'll be in your feed through YouTube. And then you will see often on, if you like us on Facebook, you'll be able to see us as well. And not only Siri, if you tell Alexa, Alexa is smart, she's in your business. But if you tell Alexa, the good news with Elder Gerald Miller, and it'll pop up, and you guys won't have to depend on my little sad little text messages. Well, because I'll be texting everybody, y'all get on at 7 o'clock. Oh my God, I'm just trying to be relevant. Oldlady.com, trying to be relevant. But no, so let's get into this. As always, Devon, you got our scripture up for tonight. Got my little graphics up, y'all. I enjoy doing graphics. I was a Sunday school teacher for kids, so you know, I always got a little something for you. And the word of the Lord that we read every Monday night. And the Lord said unto the servant, go out into the highways and the hedges and compel them to come in, that my house may be filled. So as a disciple of Jesus, we're not ashamed of his gospel. We are urgently, it's an urgency in our spirit to be about our Father's business and to expose the glory of God and share with people who Jesus is. How else will they know unless we tell them? So we're using this platform to tell people about Jesus. We are using the, just your everyday communication, but this is a definitely a good way for us to tell people about the good news of Jesus Christ. And so again, feel free to share. Share right now. Hit that button. Boop. Hit it. Share with your girlfriends instead of gossip and say, hey, come on, let's hear my girl Jill. She's up here and she's about to talk about something good, and we can chat together, and we can talk about 'tis the season to be jolly. I don't know about y'all, but I got a lot of people around me that are dealing with this thing called grief. Loss of loved ones is what we tag grief to. Grief can also be losing your job, losing your home, whatever it is. It's usually connected to a loss. And I have a couple of clients that are psychologists, and we've had conversations. One was supposed to be here tonight, but she's in a very important meeting. And she gave me some information to share with you guys. But grief is real. Even as a believer, we can sugarcoat this thing all we want to, but grief is real. It's like if I pinched you and you said, ouch, that's how real grief is. And depression is real. I don't care how much you speak in tongues. Well, did y'all hear me on that one? I don't care how much you speak in tongues, how many scriptures you can quote. Depression and grief will come past your door at some point in time. It happens. When you're pregnant and you had your child, you might deal with depression there, postpartum depression. Depression and grief are almost inevitable throughout our lives. But how we deal with it, how we look at it, how we acknowledge it, now that is something to have a chat and conversation about. So there's a difference between seasonal grief. I don't know if y'all know it. Seasonal grief and seasonal depression. Oh my God. Yes. My prayers go out to you, my sister. I understand it. And you did the number one thing that a person should do is to first acknowledge it and go to a doctor. And it is important for us, Sister Dixon Latrice. She just shared her testimony with us about being diagnosed with depression. And so it can be, this time of year can be overwhelming. Oh my God. It can be overwhelming. I gained 45 pounds in the transition of losing my father. I started gaining weight ahead of time because I could see with advanced dementia, every time I would take him to a doctor's appointment, I literally was dying along with him because I was losing one of my best friends. And I wasn't eating, but I was drinking a lot of sugary drinks because they were my comfort foods. And although I was going through my own personal health issues, I was struggling with this reality that I'm not going to see him anymore. And he literally didn't want to be here. So that was a hard thing to get adjusted to. And my way of coping was a very bad way. Sugar, 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 sugar. But at the time, it felt good. And so we have to be willing to deal with a very real subject. We have to be willing to acknowledge that it's real, the reality of it. Hi, Renard, how are you? We can't praise the Lord. I'm going to put some blessed oil on it. I'm going to speak in tongues over it. I'm going to stack this Bible up on it. And that's it. That's all. The devil is a lie. Oh, he a whole lie. He's a whole lie, because that is not how you deal with it. I'm not saying minimize your faith. And in fact, that's the time where you increase your faith. But faith without works is absolutely dead. You know, we believe God for the doctors, the neurologists, the psychologists, psychiatric doctors. We believe God for them. And so seasonal affective disorder, which is called SAD, that's a depression. And it happens a lot when, especially where we're located, we're in Chicago. And so when we have daylight savings time, it starts to get dark a little early. So we have less time in the day, you know, where we have sunlight, we have more dark time. And so typically, especially for African Americans, we have a lot of vitamin deficiencies because of the lack of sunlight. And so this is the time of the year from the fall into the winter seasons where you can find yourself depressed just because of, like, literally the time and the lack of sunlight. And so it's no fault to your own. Sometimes it's just your chemical makeup. And look at we in Chicago, it's super cold. We don't have a lot of sunlight. And if you're in a house all the time and you don't have the exposure to the sun, you may fall victim to seasonal depression. And sometimes people don't even know they have it. They just become mean biddies. They're not nice. They're not friendly. You know, they just stay introverted, don't want to go outside. These are things that happen. And the reason why we're bringing this up, you may have loved ones who just ain't talking to you. And you think they got an attitude, and they literally may be at home battling seasonal depression. You see them less active. They're not coming to church as often. You know, when the daylights start changing, it's 4:30 and it's getting dark in Chicago, they get afraid of the dark. And so they tend to not go out as often as they used to. So when we start to see those behavior traits in our family members, sometimes it's our kids. It could be your older parents who just don't want to go out, and then you haven't visited them in a while. So they're at home and you're not realizing that they are not getting out, and they fall into a bit of depression. You know, older people are looking at how many loved ones that they've lost, and they don't understand why they're feeling some kind of way, and they're not communicating. And so by the time you get to them a week later or a couple of days later, you don't realize that they're struggling with depression. And so it's a huge difference between seasonal depression, which is really because of our environment and our timeline, you know, in terms of how much time we have of sun in a day. And then you have seasonal grief. Seasonal grief is really defined where we have these holidays. You know, we have, you know, Thanksgiving, and then we have Christmas, and then you have the whole season of Advent. And if you're very religious, there's a lot of activities and traditions and ceremonies that people are involved in, and you're constantly getting invites. And are you coming to my New Year's party? And you really want to tell them to go to hell. I'm just going to be real about it. You want to tell them, no, I don't want to go. I'm over here struggling because you feel like literally that God don't like you. You know, this is a God that I serve, and why is this so difficult for me to deal with? And it's a normal feeling. Doctors say that literally over 3 million people deal with this. So it's not just you. Literally, there are a lot of people in this place. Some people know how to put on a facade, and they know how to, hey, Brenda, how are you? They know how to camouflage it, you know, and they speak around certain terms so that you don't really see all of the pain and struggles that they're having mentally. But we're having a show tonight, one, to be sympathetic and have empathy for people that may be close to us, and even coworkers. Sometimes you just don't like them because they just mean, and this could very well be the reason why. But what if it's you? What if I want you to have an honest conversation with yourself tonight. Am I in this place? And some of the things that we're going to talk about, some of the symptoms that we're going to talk about. And then at the end of the show, we're really going to talk about some things that you can do to help you get through this season, so it's not so horrible, that you actually enjoy this season. Lack of a good diet definitely plays a huge role in all of this. I don't care about the time. I don't care about, all of the loss. If you eat poorly and you sleep poorly, we already know what the outcome is going to be. So that's the number one thing that we have to be realistic. How healthy are you? How are you treating yourself, your body? You getting good sleep? So these are some things that we want to identify. If I had my girlfriend here, who's a psychologist, she's a specialist over, with young kids, seasonal grief and seasonal depression is very rampant right now with young people. And so their mechanisms to deal with it is video games. They're not talking. And unfortunately, they're eating edibles. Did y'all hear that? They're dibbling and dabbling in drugs at a very young age because it's so free to get it. So you thinking they got candy and they got edibles. They're getting high to deal with their pain because they're not articulating their thoughts. So, guys, chime in. This is a conversation that we must have. We can no longer ignore this. We who believe in God, I believe that you can speak over something and speak life to it. Yes, I do. But I'm not going to lie. There's been some days where I didn't get out the bed. I couldn't lift my head up because I was soaking those pillows with tears. And I was in that negative space saying, God, how could you leave me? How could you do this to me? Why? Why did this happen to me? And I'm not going to lie. Y'all listen. Known as a deaconess in church, somebody who can pray over you and get a prayer through. I've had some attitudes that God has had to correct me on. Like, I got some people out in this world that don't care about their life. Why you didn't take them instead of mine? Like you could have just left my daddy. That's how I am about being a daddy's girl. I just did not want to let go of my dad. Even though he was struggling with his health, I did not want to let him go. I was going to drag him to every doctor's visit because I just loved being in his presence. And I struggled. And I often had to say, God, why? Why? Why would you do this to me? Oh, thank you. Thank you guys for chiming in. And I'm telling things because I want to be transparent. I do not have all the answers. I was just researching, God, help people live a better life. So we have a conversation. The Bible talks about all sorts of things that we're supposed to meditate on day and night, all kinds of scriptures that will help you when you're feeling like this. But faith without works is dead. And if you don't grab hold of the scriptures and actually start doing the things, you can fall right back down into that abyss of depression. Not liking yourself, not liking your environment. I don't care what blessing you got. You're just not happy. And I don't know. I've been in those dark places, and I've almost sometimes willed myself not to even want to exist because I just couldn't understand God's plans. But don't you know we serve a God, good evening, that is well able, oh God, to keep us. And I want you to be encouraged tonight and lift up your heads because the Lord is near to the brokenhearted and he saves the crushed in spirit. We have to believe the word of God. We have to believe that weeping may be for a night, but we know that joy will come in the morning. You got to believe that. And it's been my experience down through the years. God is able. He's able to keep us from falling. He is able. And when I got my strength and when I got my courage to speak to my depression, I spoke to it just like it was. You're a liar. You can't have my mind. You can't have my heart. And I know that I'm going through, and some of you may be going through right now, or somebody that's going through. Going through. That's when you become a disciple of the Lord and you just Help them with a good scripture. If you don't know but one, the Lord hears and he delivers the righteousness from their troubles. That means I don't care what you're depressed about. It could be a bad husband in this season, because then, we get caught up. Now, seasonal grief is there are traditions and things. And one of the traditions, I'm going to tell y'all, I was married to a man who we fought a lot. And it was a very abusive relationship. And I cried a lot more days. I cried in the marriage than I did being happy. And I qualified to be in that domestic violence category. And I kid you not, I used to drive up in front of other people's houses and just look in the windows and see the husband with the wife and the pretty house and the kids. And I would cry my eyes out because I didn't understand how I deserved so much hell. I wasn't mad at God. I was mad at myself. Like, how did I do this? I'm a nice person. How? One year we couldn't even have Christmas. He was so mean to us. And I couldn't bring a Christmas light in the house with my children. It was horrible. So I had found myself in a depression. So there can be some days just because of the season that you just get depressed. And when I would look at my children, I had to get it together because they didn't deserve all of that, sleeping 10, 12 hours because you were depressed. They didn't deserve not to have their fun and to go out and be amongst the people. So we have to open that book up and start reading those words. And we know that all things work together for good to those who love him, that have been called according to his purpose. Even this mess I'm dealing with, all things. God showed me the all things that's working for the good, not just my good, but what are these things that's working together? God, you're strengthening me. You're showing me that even when my back is up against the wall, my God, you're showing me how tough I am. You're showing me my character, that my hand was still in your hands. God, although he was horrible, God, you still made a way out of no way. God, you lifted me up in a time of sorrow. And right now, we're going to take a praise break. And we're going to get us another song we can add to our prayer list. We need something to help lift our head. And we need to know where our help comes from. Enjoy this praise break.
You
All right, guys. God is a lifter. The Lord is a lifter of our, woo. I can have a praise session. Y'all know how I am about my worship music. I cut the phone off, take the hat off my head, and just go into complete worship, because when you look back over your life, my God, and you just think about all that the Lord has brought you through, ooh, my soul has a hallelujah down on the inside, because there were some days. I remember the fights. I remember all kinds of things, and I'm not exempt from any of it, and neither are you. And so we are a community, a family, and we are to lift up one another. If I see you down, it's my duty to come and help you. It's my duty to love on you. That's what God is expecting. He didn't save you for yourself. He didn't bless you just to have it for yourself. He blessed you to bless others. So, in this season, when we see these behavior changes in our friends and our family member, and they may be annoying you, they may be getting on your nerves, but there may be signs that they're going through. And so there are some things that we can do, and we'll talk about that later on in the next segment. Some of the things that's recommended for seasonal depression and for seasonal grief. But at this time, we're coming back off of that praise break. And we're going to go into our Say It Ain't So segment. Say It Ain't So. And Say It Ain't So with Elder Miller is usually something that just make your side just bust open with a good laugh. And I can hear him now just saying something crazy on Facebook. And he's, commenting about it. But y'all know what my Say It Ain't So is. Can I be real honest? Do I need to take my glasses off? The mom, can you put the Say It Ain't So screen up so people can see why I need to put my glasses back on? Sister needs some help. Y'all see that right there? Don't that look cute? That's a cute little graphic. Y'all, what is today? Is today December 11th? The Say It Ain't So is we only got 14 days. Oh my God! We got 14 days. I don't know if y'all been Christmas shopping for the little kitties, and if you've been out with the little kitties, but y'all got 14 days to get it together. Say it ain't so. So I'm have to do all that. I'm gonna order a couple of things for my grandkids, as my granddaughter just told me. And everybody else, I'm gonna bless you with some food, amen, or my presents. We're gonna go out and have fun. I got that stress off of me. I can't afford it. But yeah, that's how I say it ain't so. It's December 11th. I don't know about y'all, but you only have a couple of days to get it together before the grandiose day comes. The gift giving day. You gotta do like I do. Start loving on people with some cookies that you done baked and some macaroni and cheese that you done baked, and tell them come by and get their little pan of food. That's how I say it ain't so. I mean, it was short and simple, wasn't it? It dawned on me that you have less. You have you got exactly 2 weeks. 2 weeks to get your Christmas gifts ordered or go to the store. And but just more than the gifts, y'all. Go somewhere and have fun. Go outside and drink you some cocoa. Freeze a little bit together and bundle up. Go downtown and see the beautiful lights, or go to the zoo. Have some fun in this season. I'm going to a concert and got a play scheduled and some other things. I with purpose in this season said I want to enjoy just living and being amongst the people and just enjoy the merry to counter my depression. Okay? And that's our Say It Ain't So segment for the evening. That you don't have that much time. You don't have that much time. And are you ready? If not, you better get on Amazon. I'm just saying, you better get on Amazon. They might be able to get it in. At Walmart too. They got some quick little, you can roll up. How did I get away from the terrible husband, Renard? It took a long time to get away from my husband. Our divorce, it took a long time, honestly. And believe it or not, we talk on the phone like we're friends. That's how you know God is real. There were some life-threatening issues. There was distance that had to happen. A lot of police reports. I'm just gonna be honest about it. It was a lot, but God is faithful. He hears your cries. I remember being in home in Texas, and I was so depressed. I was depressed and I couldn't move. I was in a bed. I had the worst headache in the world, and I wasn't suicidal, but I felt like I was ready to give up on life. And I had tears rolling down my eyes, and I just said, God, I can't do this no more. Either that or take me out of here. I made bad decisions. I can't do this. And I kid you not, at that time I was going to TD Jakes Church and in Chicago because I traveled back and forth. And I prayed a prayer that if the Lord, you can deliver me, take me out of here. I don't want to be here. I'm no good for my children. My mind, I was very, very, very depressed. The phone rang and it was my brother. And in that phone call was my deliverance. When my brother called, he told me some things that blew my mind. And I went from being a victim to a gangster. I kid you not. I could not move. I was in fear because I didn't know how to get out of this hellish situation, full of lies, full of problems. But honestly, one phone call, the Lord answered suddenly. Suddenly, my brother called with some answers. Things started happening. I went from being a victim to I went into being a gangster. And so all I could say is that when I say a gangster, I got courage. I got up out that bed and I started making plans. I mean, before I was in the bed crying and I could not move. I don't know if y'all ever felt paralyzing fear where you're locked up and you just can't move. But that phone call, my brother gave me some information that became my fuel. And then I went into that no weapon formed against me shall prosper. Oh my God. That's how I know he will work all things together for the good, because it wasn't to hurt him, but it gave me the energy that I needed to trust him, that he had not left me. I felt like, and see, the thing was, I walked away from him. I did some things that wasn't in his will. And so he was showing me, I'll allow it, but I'm still here and I still got your back. I was out of there. I was back in Chicago. I still didn't have my divorce. It took some time, to get it done. But when it was done, I was done. And I vowed from that point on to give my service unto God because he was a keeper. I'm telling you. What advice do you have for someone still in a situation like mine? A lot of prayer, because you can't do nothing without prayer. You can't do anything without prayer. And find you a support group that will help you, because look, it was a village that helped me get through this. I had a great attorney here in Chicago. And I did not follow what my attorney told me to do because I was caught up in my emotions. But a good support system will help you make good decisions. But yeah, counsel, see if there's anything in a relationship. And if it's over, go ahead and do due process. I tried. Trust me, I tried all that I could to keep my marriage, but it just wasn't good for us. And it became volatile. So I followed through. I didn't fight. You take everything. Literally, I lost everything. And you know what? It was the best thing in life. I got everything new. I didn't want no attachments. And some people like, you had that big old house and you had the this and your mind, you can't put a price on that. You cannot put a price on it. So I would make the recommendation that you get a good attorney, wise counsel, but also speak to a good pastor to help you. I don't know if you don't have one, just to make sure you're okay emotionally as you go through, because divorces can be ugly and it's unnecessary. Last week we talked about the separation between Deion Sanders and Tracy Edmonds, and I commended them for their public display, but I prayed that in their private life there was no tit for tat. It took years for my husband and I to be able to talk to each other, my ex-husband and I. He's married. I would have walked him down the aisle. That's just how I know the Lord healed me. I would have walked him down real fast. Come on, get married, boo-boo. It's over. I wish him well. I wish his wife well. I literally don't have any resentment whatsoever, even after all that happened. God is faithful. Do you hear me? He is faithful. And I love my children. our children. But yeah, God is woo. Let's get to this next song, y'all, because yeah, I give God praise all the time because I'm woo, y'all just don't know. Y'all just don't know. I had no control over how that divorce happened, and it caused a lot of depression. But I literally lost my mind to get my mind back. And when I got it back, it was a strong mind in Christ, a gangster mind. I became a gangster for Jesus. And I'm going to tell you, I don't play around with no demons. I can tell you that. We'll be right back. I meant what
Oh my Lord. With all my heart. With all my soul. Yes, sir. Oh, Holy Lamb. Precious Lamb. So much I owe to you, O Lord. You sacrificed your life for me. Give you praise. I give you praise. I will rejoice. And I will sing. Holy. Oh, precious King. In you there's joy. In you there's peace. Almighty Savior. Come on, my soul loves thee. Come on, oh Holy Lamb. Oh precious Lamb. So much I owe to you, oh Lord. You sacrificed.
Okay, we're back. And listen, you guys have been an excellent audience tonight. Hey Cheryl, Latrice, I love me some you. And Renard, I listen, Renard, I hope I'm saying your name right. And if not, check a sister on that. But I'm hoping that I'm helping you with what I'm saying. Listen, you gotta have a support system. You cannot do this alone. I don't care if you're a man, woman, got children, don't have children. You need a support system. You need somebody that will talk you through a hellish season, that will be wise counsel and tell you, oh yes, protect your peace at all costs. Absolutely. Listen, I will walk away from a good thing if it's disturbing my peace. People are going, why would you do that? Because if I can't sleep at night and I wake up just all stressed out, it wasn't worth it. It was not worth it. You will age yourself worrying about some foolishness. And so thanks be unto God for the people that he has put into my life. I thought about the days when I was going through that divorce, and my ex-husband was so mean, y'all, that he wanted to have me in jail. He wanted my kids taken from me. He would call after he tampered with my car, and just to scare the life out of me. Just all kinds of mean things, just to get at me because he felt like I came at him or whatever the crap was. And years later, he would apologize, but what damage did it cause? It traumatized my children. But that's how I know God's a keeper. I got some very strong-willed, minded children. They're scarred, but it made us stronger. It made us a stronger network. I got a gangster mother. If y'all don't know about my mama, Y'all don't know about my mom. I'm gonna have her on the show one night. Y'all can see my mama. Woo, she's a gangster and don't play with her children. You know, she may say, I can't do it. I'm just weak. I can't do it. But threaten one of her kids. She can do all things. She can do all things through Christ and sometimes around the corner away from Christ. And then I, say, Mama, come on back, come on back, come on back, come on back. I'm just saying. But yeah, you have to protect your peace at all costs. But if divorce is the final answer, because I'm not an advocate of divorce, I'm gonna just let you know. I think you should just stay with your, especially if you got kids involved. But if that's what you got and it's causing a major depression and a lot of health issues, there's something that you, after wise counseling, you make the decision. And then I'm an advocate for, even after divorce, let's just be cordial with each other and help parent these kids. But let's get back to some of these symptoms and things that we know that you can be depressed. We know that you can be introverted. That means staying away from people, not so out. And we know that you can, you can sleep a lot. And when you have depression and seasonal grief, you cannot go to parties and you do all these things. And we see these attributes and characteristics and things that's happening. And when we notice it, whether it's in ourselves or if it's in the people around us and we pay attention to it, one thing we want to do is we want to get it diagnosed. Like Latrice said, we want to go to the doctor. So we want to encourage people to go and seek help. Make an appointment with your primary care physician to get a consultation, maybe with a therapist or a social worker or someone. If you have a job, ask to speak to the therapist. You just never know how that can be a blessing and actually a little bit of insurance. Because if you have poor performance on the job and just a ticket in for you battling depression, guess what? They got to help you before they fire you. Anyway, so you want to get the doctor's appointment, and then you want to follow through. You actually want to go because there may be some therapies. It may be medicine, and it may be things like light therapy, all kinds of things for seasonal depression. There's a light therapy like a UV rays that we won't get from the sun because it's not out so much. So there's therapies for that. And then there's therapists that will walk you through, whether it's group sessions, one-on-ones, all sorts of things are out there. So this is not the season to sit on it and just think it'll pass once I get to March. No, you want to be proactive and you want to take care of yourself. So self-care is really important. Get out the house if you have seasonal depression, meaning get out and go walk. Walking is very healthy for your brain as well as for your body. You want to exercise, go up and down the stairs. If you don't go to the gym, just do some exercise, getting those endorphins going. You want to sit closer to the windows when you eat, drinking your coffee so those sun rays can come in because we lose so much vitamin D. Eat a balanced diet is important. Less sugar in this season. I know this is a season for all the bad food, but treat yourself every once in a while, but less sugar in the season because sugar alone can cause a major, be the root cause of a lot of depression. All the inflammation on your brain, it is not good for your joints, and you're just not feeling good. Greasy foods as well. Relaxing, taking up yoga or some kind of Tai Chi or something like that. And music therapy, jazz. If you like music, go treat yourself. Listen, I'm going to a concert by myself. Did y'all hear me when I said that? By myself. I want to sit in the middle of the concert by myself and listen to some music. And I don't want to have to explain to people why I like this person's music. That's my therapy because I'm a giver and I do and I work. But that's my treat to me. Against my kids for that. But yeah, that's what I asked for Christmas. And they bless me. I love my children. They are very good to their mom. And I appreciate them. And so, vitamins, enriched foods is a must. This is the time that we want to eat a lot of salmon, a lot of blackberries, blueberries, the dark green vegetables to make sure we're getting what we need so that we can keep our bodies, our vessels together. They help you look better, feel better, and then you can sleep better so that you can wake up every day with more energy. So those are things that you can do physically to combat this depression. Again, you may need medicine, and then again, you may not. I'm a big proponent of CBD. I am owner of a dispensary, and so I tincture oils. I tincture black seed. I tincture CBD. I have the turmeric. Absolutely, Renard. Yes. I work for Amazon, and they would be little signs in the bathroom. Are you depressed? If so, go see HR and ask for a therapist. So get on your phone and put in a request for it. And guess what? They had to work with you before, because if you're depressed and you show up too many times late, or your production is down at Amazon, when you're on the machines, they want you to put out 1,500 units and then you're down to 500. After a while, you're going to get fired for lack of production. And so when they see you falling off, and if you put a ticket in to talk to somebody, they got to work with you. They got to work with you. So it pays to open your mouth and say, I need help. You do it at church. You got a pastor, make you an appointment. You got evangelists there, get you an appointment and say, y'all, I'm struggling with some stuff in this season. So I hope that all of this good information is very effective for you. Because listen, when I was out doing this little research, I didn't realize, when I was doing my research, y'all, one of my desires is to actually go back to school and get my degree as a therapist. And I'm in a program starting soon to be a life coach. And so that's what you do when you're almost 50 years old. And I've had all these health issues. Delayed does not mean denied. So that sometimes can be part of your depression. You're looking at the woulda, coulda, shouldas in your life. Well, 2024 is soon coming. So start writing down all the things you want to do to change the narrative in 2024. And so in this season, for me, myself, I decided that I was going after these goals and these dreams that I had put in my back pocket and put on the shelf because of my health issues. I had to make sure my heart could sustain the work and things that I wanted to do. Had to get my money right, because after, spending over $500,000 in medical and probably beyond, can set a sister back. I dipped into that savings and in retirement. So I have to be realistic and I have to deal with my reality. But that could be depressing, all of the medical bills and all of the backlog. I don't have credit card debt. I have medical bills that I have to deal with. And so, those are things that can be depressing. But y'all know in this season, the devil is a lie. I ain't giving them nothing. You can take the medical bills. I'm going to lay them on the altar, keep laying them on the altar. I just had $21,000 gifted to me from the Cook County, from some program in Cook County. I said, thanks be unto God. And I had 2 years of medical paid through the University of Chicago. And it worked out in a partnership because they were able to use all of the details from my surgery to add to their research and development. So, God will make a way out of no way. And have an improved heart. Literally, I was born with a bad heart, and now my heart is not enlarged anymore. And I'm actually healthier now at almost 50 years old than I was when I was first born. To thanks be unto God. And so depression is real. No one's exempt from it. Even the preacher, even the pastor, they're not exempt from depression. We are not exempt from this reality, but there is hope. We have Google. You can call your doctors. You can read up on it, and you can have study groups. You can have support groups, but you have to open your mouth. You have to believe in your heart, and you have to own your reality. If you need help, raise your hand and say, I need help. Call somebody and get help. And so, guys, with that, we're getting close to the end of our show. And I hope, and I pray that the information that we talked about was helpful, that we peeled the Band-Aid off of some wounds, that we tis the season to be jolly. We can be jolly. We have control over that. We can control the narrative about being happy, even in the midst, Reynard, in the midst of a divorce. We can be happy. We can be happy in the courtroom, talking about, look what God will do. I remember I had that big old pretty house, and everybody said, oh, your house is so nice. I was like, it's the biggest curse I've ever had. So you don't know. It just depends on how you look at it. And as I close tonight, it was a pleasure to serve you, to share with you, to chat with you about the good news of Jesus, because all night I've been giving him worship, giving him praise and honor, because he's a good, good God. But as we leave, I just want to leave a little bit of song, another song for your praise list, about how good God is, and God does not, he won't fail you. I've seen it. I've lived through it. Just in the 11th hour, when I thought absolutely nothing was going to work, God, he sure know how he can show up at the last possible minute and create the miracles and create, oh my God, the blessings. And you know what? Ain't nobody did it but Jesus. I'm just saying. That's why I will forever give him praise. I will forever give him glory, because he's a good. Thank you, Mr. Franklin. Thank you, Brenda. And y'all listen to this last song, and you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Monday night. And I pray that you sleep well. Listen to this song. Don't hang up. Don't log off. Listen to this song. It'll bless your soul. You have a blessed evening.
Look at somebody and say, neighbor, God will not and cannot fail. All right. Cool. Jesus said in Matthew 24:35 that heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass. Anybody believe that no matter what happens, God will not fail? Come on, company, let's take the facts. God won't fail. God won't fail. Oh, he won't fail. God won't fail. He won't. He won't. Let's declare it. Say, heaven and earth shall pass away. Oh, God won't fail. Oh, he won't fail. He won't. God won't fail. He won't. One more time from the top. Horn, you can help me. God won't fail. He won't fail. God won't fail. He won't. Now encourage yourself to say, heaven and earth shall pass away.
Views made on the preceding program are not those of WVTC Radio, iNetworks Communications, or their financial supporters.
Winning victory through Christ, WVTC Allsip Chicago. And